Rahubat. Rahubat. Welcome in. Rahub. Light or no light?
Probably. Go ahead. You want to use?
Probably not. Rahubat. Rahubat. I don't know what to talk about. Oh, my stuff.
Tell something right there.
You introduced me to your people.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Go ahead. You talk to me.
Go over here. Like, temporarily.
Talk to the people.
Where's your shades?
All back. People, Mrs. Faise, people. Nah. All right. This is where we're gonna start with the language classes, y'all. So, if y'all are interested in learning the secret language of God, the actual language, Nuwaupuyee or Sabed, it goes hand in hand. That's my point. The tones specifically that Dr. Malachi York brought forth to activate certain parts of our brain, okay, to encourage us to become more spiritual people. This conscious explosion that people are speaking about, all of this was being brought forth through Nuwaupuyee, or that golden age that became Nuwaupuyee as a language, all right, and so on and so on and so on. Because many different dialects and variations of the language, it keeps going. It never stopped growing, okay? So the purpose of these lives will be to expose you to those tones, all right, to put you on to it so that you can understand what those tones are, get you familiar with certain key words, phrases, so just that you can start experiencing what it's like to speak them, to understand them, find the similarities between different languages like Arabic and Hebrew, all right, and then basically use that science that's being exploded genetically from speaking that language to affect the reality that you're operating in your everyday life, and then collectively everyday lives with an S. So Mrs. Faise is versed in the language, and we're all students still. We all walking, we still traveling. So I would think that it's the best way to go to allow for the sisters to teach the language. You know what I'm saying? I would think that that's the best way to go. As even when we saying Medu or the Word of God, okay, you still sound like you're saying Mother Nature, which is why a lot of you have interpreted it connotatively to mean that. You understand? So without further ado, okay, meaning I don't know why people say on further ado, because that means you're not going to do it anymore. All right, without any more delay, Mrs. Faise. And if you got any questions for her, you can ask them. What the other phone is, so I can go ahead and monitor this.
I'm monitoring it.
What the other phone? Other phone.
I don't have Instagram on it.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, okay. Well then, yeah. So if you want to ask the questions and whatever you want to do, y'all can do that. And she's going to be giving you the words and teaching you some of it, and pretty much just introducing. And you can tell them who you are too. I can introduce you, but you tell them who you are and how we met. All of that. Get real comfortable. These are the people. It's not just the ones who are watching now, but also the ones who are going to be recording and putting it up later. You know what I'm saying? For more people to watch it. All right. Huh? No, I'm good. I got a water right here.
You sure do. Who put them there? I feel like I'm doing like a school presentation, and so if I'm a little nervous or just pause from time to time, it's not a problem. I am like typically quiet anyway. People will be like, no, she isn't. I do like to laugh. I laugh loud, but like I see myself as a quiet person. So if you can't hear me, just like type it in the comments. This is like also one of my first ever lives. So any feedback is welcome. Don't touch anything. Because I don't touch anything. I don't be scrolling through it. I don't do none of that. But a little bit about myself.
Your name? You don't remember your name? Oh, no, you don't. No, they don't know the name yet.
Okay, so just Mrs. Faise. I'm Mrs. Faise. I became I came by that title through an encounter, last year, June.
Mm-hmm.
And just like you guys, I started off as fans probably a month prior or 2 months prior. That's when I first started listening to Faise's lives. And a lot of the outformation or information, however you go by it, hit. And it hit a lot more. Like, I already came into Right Knowledge a year prior. And that was through somebody that was in the community. And from there, I did my own studies. I scoured YouTube, scoured Scribe, scoured information for where I could go to.
She scoured it.
I searched high and low for community. And at the time, I was living in Florida. And I'd lived on and off throughout, in and out of Georgia. But I didn't know that there was a community in Georgia. And then from what I heard, the most prominent community was in New York. I have family in New York, but I haven't been up there. I'm not seeing them people. But came up here for one of the Wizards of Ra events at Tassili's. And just got in contact with a lot of people that I was following. But Faise wasn't there. It was a bunch of other people. I'm gonna name drop. Lifewave and his crew were attending the event, and that's who, to my knowledge at the time, were the Sabian community, and that's where I started my studies. I didn't really start in Nuwaupuyee. I didn't even know at that time that there were evolutions of the Right Knowledge community or anything that had to do with Dr. Malachi Z. York. But I was just happy to find community. I was happy to find like-minded people. I was happy to find people to soundboard off of and get extra information that I wasn't able to find on the internet and just have conversations. And even when I went to their little gathering, it was at Life Bistro, I didn't talk to nobody. I didn't talk to anybody. I sat in the corner, ate my food, took a picture or two and left. And then after that, I actually stopped attending a lot of the community gatherings, even though they were regularly happening at the bookstores, like the language classes and the chants and the outformation classes. Is literally what they're called, outformation class. I didn't feel like it wasn't fulfilling. I would get some of my questions asked, but a lot of them were kind of oh, you had to be there, or that person no longer. How you gonna have people that are in the community but not in the community? And it was a red flag to me. So my focus really became the language, Palahaj, or that's how you would say it in Sabayic. That was my focus. And from there, I really pulled back. So I didn't associate myself with any other people much, but still kept my ear to the street. And long story short, TLDR, a year had gone by, or I think 2 years had gone by at that point. But I went to another Wizards of Ra event, but I didn't even know it was going on. I was just going to get some food. I was working, and I wanted my little wrap, my little nori wrap. And after work that day, hopped on the bus because I had no car, and was going to Tassili's, and I didn't know that the event was going on. For people who know, it was the shoes. I see this glitter out the corner of my eye.
We ain't finna say glitter. we not. See, this is the thing about it.
I see the shine out the corner of my eye, and I just turn my head. I see it.
What we not doing? See, we not saying glitter.
What would you call this?
Shiny spikes. Shiny spikes.
There's glitter on the shoes.
We're not doing glitter. That wasn't even in the script. I don't see glitter right here. We ain't doing glitter. This is. Go ahead.
And then, like, if you ever heard him during the live, Faise, like, Faise, is that you? That was me.
Not no Faise.
Because it was across the street.
You heard it? There you go.
Stop.
That was it. Go ahead.
But it was across the street. I had to project and make myself heard. But I was like, the thing was, or like what was so, I don't know. But like I was just like my screen recordings, I do screen recording. So like if you saw the page before the Phase 1 live archive, that's me. It was me and it became Mrs. Faise. But like for a while now, I've been doing the screen recordings. And so I was listening to my own screen recordings on the way to go get the food. And so how uncanny is it that I'm listening to the person that I end up seeing across the street? That blew my mind and I was just so excited. And I called him over. He came over, first of all. And I was just like, stop. I asked for a picture. I just wanted a picture. I didn't want anything like, I don't have a platform of my own. I don't do anything like big or anything like that. So I just wanted a picture and I was going to be happy and going about my way. But tones. And so since I had been exposed to Balahajra, the language, through Sabayak and the Sabian community, before we parted ways, I didn't just say thank you. I said tautak, which is thank you when you're speaking to a male. And like his eyebrows rose, he stopped, time slowed down, like the movie effects that you see. Like what would have happened did not happen because I was able to utter the tones. And from there, I had like I would say a distinct like emoji picture for my my main page. And he was like, oh, I've seen you before in the comments or whatever, because back then I would comment. I didn't think like it would come to anything, but he was like, oh, I know who you are. What? And so like from there, we exchanged information and I went out about my day. But like I said, I didn't even know that Tassili's event was going on. From there, it's been a ride. Choosing to walk with Faise has been such an honor, such a privilege, such a circus. We got our laughs. We going through it sometimes, but we still here, and that's actually what like builds the bond. Because anything, I saw this quote and they slapped Bob Marley's face on it. I don't know if it's his quote, but it was like anything that's good is worth. Dang, I'm paraphrasing. I don't even remember how to do it. But like anything that's good takes work.
Nothing good comes easy. No.
No.
Oh.
But no, that's how our union became what it is. And I think our anniversary is the 26th or the 20th. It's not your birthday. The 23rd.
23rd.
The 23rd of every month is our month anniversary. And it's just fun and games. It's so fun to be here, and it's so fun that I'm able to. What is this?
What?
Give. I'm able to do my part. I'm able to do my part, and I'm able to have a hand in raising the frequency of the collective through what I have. Like, who would have known that me tapping in and learning a language I've never heard of, just for basically shits and giggles, would lead me here. But other than that, I don't know. Y'all want to hear about me? Y'all just want to jump straight into the class? Well, I'll say a little bit about me, or part of the reason why I'm doing this is because I actually have a background in education. it was supposed to go further than what it was, but I do have experience with teaching. But my expertise is with little ones, with the babies. I was going to be a kindergarten teacher. I still look forward to being a kindergarten teacher. But now I get to have an even bigger impact and teach the ones who will end up making the kindergartners. And then you guys can teach those kindergartners these tones. Oh, and with this, there are some, like the things I'm going to be teaching out of, they're the things I'm going to be giving words out of. It's not just one source. It's a bunch of scribed books. It's one of the chants. It's books and PDFs that I've gathered that had this certain script in it. And so if you guys are interested in that information, you could also DM me and I can send you those files and we can learn and teach each other together. We're gonna go and learn some, not just words like vocabulary, but introductory phrases. Like when you're learning a language, you want to know how to say hi, bye, how are you? My name is, I am. But today, I was in the middle of writing it. I can talk and work. But I think it's going to be 5 words in particular. I have it both in transliteration as well as in the Nuwaupuyee script. And of course there are YouTube videos too. And the YouTube videos that I first watched ever, like before I even learned Sabbatic, because there was nothing Sabbatic that had come out yet, but Nuwaupuyee, that's how they pronounced it, but Nuwaupuyee. So if anybody's like confused about why we're not learning Sabbatic, or if we're not going into any of those teachings, the reason why is because I don't want to misinform anybody, but like resting.
Mm-hmm.
The resting.
Well, I didn't come in.
What is the meaning of Sabbatic or Sabbatia?
There's a lot of meanings. So when you say Sabbatic, you're saying rest. Sabbath means to rest. Mm-hmm. Seba, Sabi, or Sabea means stars or star people. Okay, as in Sabi is the people of the stars. Sabak, sabbatic, different words. Sabi, as in Save, okay, or Savi, okay, as in when you say somebody's real savvy, you say they know something. And Sabe, in Spanish, if I'm not mistaken, is to know something. So
to know something. Yeah,
you will know the truth and the truth will make you free. But he said not set you free. And set was associated with Sabbat. You understand? So again, if you didn't know what rest and desist meant, then now you know, Sabbath. All right, so if you're Sabaic or Sabian, you have a decision to make. You're at a crossroads just like everybody else. Are you going to rest or are you going to be of the ones who know? Which is what Nuwaupuyee was all about, right knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to believe anymore. I want to know. Mm-hmm. It's literally what he was saying. So the purifying spirit or that Holy Ghost that he described right knowledge as was supposed to transform somebody into an aware being or an aware creature. Someone that said, I don't believe it. I don't want to believe anymore. I want to know the facts. Can you prove it? And he was saying, if you want to believe, that's fine by you. You know what I'm saying? But don't get upset with me because I don't want to believe anymore. So for the purpose of me not being, or for the point of me not being risen as a Sabian, okay, but as a Nuwaupian or Nuwaubian or Nua being, okay, it's not a disrespect to Wu Sabat, because if that indeed was where we were supposed to go, I'll hear it in tone, okay? But when it comes to bringing people the language or the tones, I'm going to bring them what brought me up. I'm going to bring them what I was exposed to that allowed for me as a young person, not even having ever fluently spoken the language, but just being exposed to the words and tones and phrases that I was exposed to, all right, and the sciences that came with those words, that I was exposed to that allowed for me to thrive and bloom and blossom into who and what I am now. You understand? So I also consider it an advantage in this process that you could come along and you just figured out what Nuwaupuyee is, but it'll activate something in you that it may not activate in me. You know what I'm saying? So just because I've been in this my whole life doesn't mean that when you come in, you're going to take 25 years to reach where I'm at. I mean, I know a brother who was talking, he was studying for 3 months. And I'm thinking he grew up in this. He said, I just found out about Dr. York 3 months ago. That's what right knowledge does. You understand? Introduce this to anybody. Anybody that think they own something, introduce them to right knowledge. Tell them to put that pride to the side. All right, be quiet long enough to listen and hear when the elders are speaking both through the flesh and through the spirit. Okay, and watch that person who was at one point in time an intellect become a super intellect. You understand? Or watch that person who was at one time conscious become super conscious. Okay, or watch that person who was at one time asleep become awake and aware. That's what right knowledge does. So these tones, like when the sister got on, Mrs. Faise got on and said, Rahu Bat. You understand? I grew up with that. Rahu Bat came with joy. You didn't just say Rahu Bat. It came with joy. You understand? It was just like saying greetings. It was a ring to it. You understand? You don't just say hey or hello or hiya. Okay, Rahu Bat. All right? But when we say Rahu Bat coming to Tamaray, that's all you hear. Rahu Bat's everywhere because everybody's greeting everybody. All right? And it was already explained. And my father, Bodie, as y'all call him, or Bodie Ray Love, or Fred Bodie, wherever you are, but a lot of people know him as Bodie, okay, which means a messenger, by the way, a Bodie. All right? Bodie was the one who broke down Rahub because that was the first word we were given with Nuwaupuyee. Rahub. Okay? You say Rahubat or Rahubat. And when you say Ra, you're saying the sun. And Hub, or Hubby, was saying my love or love. Okay? So Rahub means God, which is the sun god, Ra, love. And then we say God love or God loves. You put that A-A-T on the end of it. You make it plural. So God loves all of you. You understand? So Malachi introduced Rahub first, and then it became Rahubat. And then the next word was Wadu, which was Wadudi. You understand? This is also Arabic. So you had different ways that the words were being expressed in Arabic, and they appeared in Nuwaupuyee. And you have to keep in mind that a lot of the brothers and sisters were coming from the Ansar Ullah days. You understand? And the Nubian Islamic Hebrew days, and the Young Disciple days, and the Sons of the Green Light days. So the first words we were learning were literally words that were put together or pieced together to crack a code. And then you started to figure out where there were more vowels that could be used to find out what the true meaning of this word is. All you have to do is use more vowels here or use less vowels here. Like a lot of people hear and say Ashe. Remember people say Ashe, which people say that as if they're saying love, interestingly enough. Ashe, brother. But what they're really saying is right on. When you say Ashe, it's like saying right on or amen. Okay, but then another tone came, Ashuk. And now you hear a lot of those people who used to say Ashe starting to transition over to Ashuk. All right, but they may not know that Ashuk was already there in Arabic or Arabia as Ashik. Okay, so it's just a different change and variation in the vowels. Okay, but when you were saying Ashik when you were saying Ashik, you were saying love that was greater than just love. You understand? And there's a lot of words in Arabic that does that. It's like, they do that. They say that this word means this in English, but when we say it in Arabic, we're saying it's more than what you think it is in English. You know what I'm saying? A greater love than what you think love is, ashik. Okay, some of y'all say agape or whatever different translation you have, but a lot of these words start with the ah. Okay, ashe, ashuk, ashik. Well, a lot of people took it to mean love. Okay, but it's really staying in agreement. Okay, being in agreement with each other creates a force, like a green light. Okay, a charge like a green light. That's ashuk. Okay, which comes as the told word in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So we started off with Rahub. Rahub was saying to greet somebody with love. Okay, then you say Rahubat is literally saying greetings or salutations. You understand? And then we took it on from there to learn other words, like to stand in agreement with someone. If I say something, I say, do you understand what I'm saying? If you were to respond in Nuwaupuyee, you would say, what? Or Nuwaupuyee, you would say, Tua. Okay, you would say Tua. Tua means yes. If you didn't know what I'm saying, you say Nut or Nut. They'll say Nut or Tua or Nut. Okay, Nut meant no and Tua meant yes. So we continue to learn this way, and we were picking up on these phrases, and this is how we would speak around the household. You understand? And after a while, like I told you, we just say sit down. You know what I mean? Say Angelus. Yo, Angelus. That means that, first of all, you ain't, as a child, you're hearing that. Somebody say just sit. That's one word. They say Angelus. You know what I mean? No, you gonna sit down. You know what I mean? You didn't say come here. You said Hadol Hen. Hadol Hen. Okay? It created a different type of respect for our parents. You know what I mean? You tell a child to sit down, that's one thing. You tell a child to Angelus. All right, there's a different type of respect being garnered. You tell a child to come here, that's one thing. We say Hadol Hen. All right, that's a whole different conversation. It's a whole different power. You understand? So we introduced all this type of. So I want to let it continue, but that's the thing. When we started off, it was Rahub, Rahubat. So when you greet each other, and I might come out with a song to put that out there. When you greet somebody, the greeting, the most important thing, when you meet another person walking in that light with you, all right, you say Rahubat. When you see me, you say Rahubat. Okay, and I'll say Rahubat back to you, or I'll say Rahubat look. You know what I'm saying? When you say see somebody, Rahubat, Rahubat. That is your family. And when you say family, you're saying Moisar or Yassar. So Rahubat Moisar. So when you hear me say that in the beginning of the pop song, that means greetings all family, to all of my family, or greetings to the family. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to learn more of how to actually say that word by word as we continue on. All right?
Faise doing his thing and buying me time. Yes. Just yes. To what? To what? All that. Nothing he said was incorrect, to my knowledge.
It's me we talking about. No, I'm go ahead.
I was about to say, are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? But I want to emphasize something that I have had such a passion about since learning any language, because I would say I'm like a... turn this down. Like a pseudo polyglot. A fake polyglot. I'm like I have an amalgamation of a bunch of random words and a bunch of languages. Pronunciation. Pronunciation is so important, and I just want to stress this because when you get into learning the letters, if you're just going based off of phonetics and you're hearing it, if you're going to be lazy with it, anything could be anything. Anything could sound like anything else. So there are multiple S's. There are multiple T's. There are multiple Z's. There are multiple letters for sounds that you would be able to recognize in English that just have one letter. But that's not even true, because even in English, you have a C and a K. Their primary sounds would sound similar depending on the context of the word that you're using it in. But overall, if somebody sees a C and a K, they're going to be like, oh, K. When you look at these letters, the depth that you're executing it matters, because then when you're going into writing it and reading the script, you're able to not... All right, so eventually I have transliteration on the paper. We're going to move away from the transliteration because we're adults. We're big girls and boys, and we can handle it. And it just feels so freeing to not have to rely on that. You could look at the script and be like, I know what that says. I can read that. And there's a sense of pride and also just like genetic activation that happens within you when you encounter that. So I'm going to start with this word that everybody has been sending in the chat, which is so lovely to see, which I want to encourage more of. Like, I was eavesdropping on a call, and somebody said that people have made their offshoot DMs where they talk amongst themselves, and I don't have to be there, but if I happen to be there, that's cool too. But if you guys are able to make your own group chats, or just make friends in the comments and be able to talk amongst yourselves, like, I'm just a facilitator. What you guys do with the stuff, that's what it's kind of like why we're here. You guys take those seeds and you spread. Yeah, flowers and stuff. But it might be, oh my God, is it flipped? That's the worst. But I'm gonna show y'all anyway.
Turn it. Flip it on.
I did.
No, I mean flip it around, like to you, facing you. Flip the paper around facing you.
Okay, if I flip the paper around, you're gonna see the back of the paper.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how it appears. Cause I had to do that before. Okay, cool. It don't show up, yeah. But
Okay. So, should I do that?
no, it don't show up.
No, should I go along the back of the paper and outline it again?
No.
Why?
They can use their imagination. It doesn't take them a million years to do that.
Oh, if you're trying to see it from the chat, go like you're gonna type a comment and put the @ symbol, and it's gonna take all that away. So if you're taking screenshots, and I am screen recording, whether or not it saves or not, God help us, but that @ symbol is your friend. But I will hold it up higher. So here we have, this is not an R. This is re. This is a. A. This is the soft h. You're not going to commonly see this, but it is h nonetheless. So we have an H. This is u. This is be. And whenever you're adding a suffix, you might not see it all the time. Put that dash there. Because some words do end in S. And like I said, if you're just hearing it, you're going to want to be able to denote what you're trying to convey and not only just hear it and be able to speak it. But the a, and the te, this is the hard te. So, r, a, u, b, at, rahubat. And get used to rolling those R's because it is crucial. There is no re sound in Nuwaupuyee that is not rolled. So every R that you see is r. So, get your Spanish on. Rahubat. Ra, ub, at. We're not going to get into all the semantics about it, but that is a plural word for all intents and purposes, but we're not going to get into that today. And that is the simple greetings. Greetings. When you walk into a room, or you see your friend down the street, or you're talking to an elder or whoever, whenever you're greeting somebody, you say rahubat. And that simply means greetings. Once again, this is flipped, and I'm so sorry. But the next word is really a phrase. Why they did it, I don't know. But it makes things easier. So we're going to learn how to say it another way, another time. But right here we have anuki. This is the hard K, so don't be afraid to pronounce it however you want. This is an-u-ki. Anuki, which means I am. What's so great about that is this is all encompassing. So Anuki is just I am for anything. I am going to the store. I am sitting right here. I am Mrs. Faise. So Anuki. We have a ne, an u, a ke, and an e. Anuki. So y'all can go and like practice in the chat. Rahubat, Anuki, whatever you choose to call yourself. Where's my please? while. I had please and thank you. I just have shuffled my papers around. So we have Rahubat. Rahubat. So there's a he in there. But good job. We love practice. Oh, I found it. Where is that sheet? Oh. Can you get this? Settled? That paper.
Mm.
Is it
taped?
Yes. Why are you not handling him like that? No. I'm gonna hang it right back on the wall, so please don't do that. I was just so excited and wrote out a bunch of stuff. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, like I said earlier, if we have some ambitious people here in the chat and you want to do a little bit of self-study, you can DM me for the books and the scripts and all my links and everything. If you want to be able to teach yourself, if we're going a little slow, and there's nothing wrong with that. But you're more than welcome to DM the Mrs. Faise page, not Faise's page, the Mrs. Faise page. And I will be able to send that to you. But our next word is please. I don't know no, there is a language that I do know that don't have no please in it. And that is just so funny for me. That is just so funny to me. But in Nuwaupuyee, we do have a please, and that is satut. Satut. This is a hard s, a, te, and this is the soft te. So the way that I have a gap in between my teeth, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this as well. But put your tongue at the back of your teeth and make the t sound. The regular t sound, you would probably put your tongue in between your teeth or at the bottom of your front teeth. But for the soft T sound, you're going to put your tongue behind your front teeth. So t. And you're not going to put out much air. So this is s, se, a, te, u, te. Satut. So, like you heard me ask, can you please, or would you grab that for me, Satut? Satut, bring me X, Y, and Z. Tua, Satut. We'll get to Tua, but Tua is yes. Yes, please. So, Satut. Now, this next word is my favorite word. Favorite word in the whole wide world. No, we won't get there yet. But this is thank you. And actually, there's multiple ways to say thank you. The way you're commonly going to hear it, especially if you've been listening to Faise for the longest time, is the plural version. So you're not saying thank you, you're saying thanks. So it is kind of like an informal way of saying this. But this is tawat. So similar to rahubat, you have tawat. Tawat. We have the soft te, a, we, u, and this is the hard and commonly used he. So Tau, and then to make it plural, at. Tau at. And with the suffix of at, you can throw that on some of everything to make it plural. Something that I love about Nuwaupuyee, sabbatic, anything that the master teacher was introducing is real simple. You got some of these languages out here that are so convoluted. And it makes it a little bit daunting to learn. But these rules, once you get them, are very simple. So, from the top, just for all intents and purposes, we're going to go from the top. If I can find my papers. Rahub at. Don't forget to roll that R. Rahub at. Rahub at. Rahub at. Greetings. Greetings. Anuki. A-ne-u-ke-i. Anuki. Anuki. I am. Anuki, Mrs. Faise. Anuki, in this room. Anuki, sitting. I am sitting. I am. Satat. Satat. Se, a, te, soft te. Is this a soft te? Yeah, this is a soft te. So tongue behind your teeth, not below your teeth or in between your teeth. E, t. Satat, satut, satut. Satut. Please. Girl, please. Girl, satut. Tawat. I ran out of paper. But tawat. Te, a, we, u, he, hard he, at. Tawat. Thanks. Thanks. Or thank you, if you want to be technical. I didn't finish my yes, but I'm going to give you no, which is my favorite word. No. Nut. Nut. Ne. E. This letter is a little, how do I explain this? It's like emphasis. So you're going to push that vowel versus just saying eh. You're going to push it from the back of your throat. Eh. So, or you could put that with any vowel sound. You're going to see it a lot with as. But here, as you can see, you see it with a lot of, not a lot of, but you see it with some other vowels as well. But you're going to push that from the back of your throat or just add emphasis however you can, but it's not just a regular sound. So it's not nut, it's nut. Nut. But we have our ne, our u, our emphasizing vowel, and our te. Nut. And even when you say no, you put some emphasis on that. You want somebody to know that you're saying no. Now, real quick, let me write my little yes. Comments?
No, you do
Mm-hmm. I'm always looking for feedback, so however I could do better for y'all, let me know. And I got thick skin, so. And once again, we are learning Nuwaupuyee or Nuwaupuyee. Nuwaupuyee or Nuwaupuyee. We're not learning Sabetic. We're not learning Nubic. We're not learning, what's the first one? Oh, we're not learning Arabic. Y'all can do that on your own time. Are you alright?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
Mm-hmm. I'm coasting.
Is that a good coaster or a bad coaster?
I'm smooth, chilling, vibing.
I appreciate you guys' patience. Oh, I see some engagement. Rahubat Ahaya. Yeah, I put it on mute.
You good?
That's my A. Hold on.
I got you, Ghost. I'm moderating it. Appreciate that.
Hecklers. But I think the last thing we're gonna do is learn this yes. Now, as you can see, like I said with nut, there's this emphasizing vowel that you're gonna see, and when you do, just know that you got to push it from the back of your throat. That's the best way I can explain it. Now, with everything, practice makes perfect. If you practice being lazy, you're gonna be perfect at being lazy. But we're going to strive to do our best here. We have tua. Tua. Yes. We have our te. We have our u. And this is our emphasis. I think we get that by now. And then we have our a. Tua. So you're pushing it from the back of your throat. Tua. Emphasis. Nut. And all this is going to be made into a post, as well as a screen recording when we're done. So you guys can go back and review it. But once again, and I'll have better notes next time. So, like I said, feedback is always welcome. Rahub at Anuki. Satut. Tawat. Nut. And Tua. For all intents and purposes.
Let's do those again. And after you say them, say the English word.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna throw up the letters when I'm done. So y'all can see there are 33 letters that we're eventually going to get through. And y'all are gonna see what I'm talking about these different letters with different sounds and emphasizing things. And so pronunciation matters. Let me just make sure that these are in order.
I got y'all. She got you.
Rahubat. Rahubat. Greetings. Rahubat. Anuki. Anuki, Mrs. Faise. And this is my first time doing this. I am. Anuki, I am. Satut. Please. Tawat. Thank you. Or technically, thanks. Tawat. Thanks. Nut. No. Like a baby. No. And Tua. Yes. Which is not easy to say. Yes. Drop something. I couldn't find technical variations of you're welcome, but afu, which also means something else, but afu is you're welcome. I gotta write that down. Maybe next time. I can sound it out, but I don't want to give you guys the wrong thing.
You are welcome. And tap, a third food. And tap, ANTAT, or you said with the Nuwaupuyee letters. ANTAT.
But that's breaking it down into different words.
You are welcome, yeah. Your welcome is afu.
That's the shorthand afu.
Yeah.
And so I already brought up that different ways to say different things. I'm not going to get into that right now.
What?
And so, let's see. This is the complete alphabet, and it's not flipped. And here on the bottom is different numbers. We'll get into them eventually. But this is our A. This is our A, or U, E. This is our B. This is our K, which would be C, but it's K or K. This is our D. Ooh, no, that's wrong. Che. You're not gonna see this a lot. I think when they were trying to get people to integrate and they were like making words, you know, I'm not gonna put that theory out, but this is our che, and you don't see it a lot, but that's what that is. It's a CH. This is the de. Our de, which is the equivalent to D. Now, I don't really know how to explain this. I had this on another piece of paper. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, here we go. And it's real small, so you can't really see it. I'll try to. So this is our A. The apostrophe there is going to be for the emphasis. This is our B. Our K, or K. Che. De. This is not just a de, but it's a DZ, so it's ze. Ze. So, not mashup, but combine, or to the best of your abilities, try to combine a d and a z sound, so it's ze. And like I said, pronunciation is very important, so when you see this in different words, you know how to pronounce it properly. This is our DJ sound, which is j. It sounds like a J, but it's d-j, j. A DJ sound, j. This is our A. A. This is our fe. Fe. Variation in letters, ge, and kind of like how it is on top, but re, and it's coming from the back of your throat. Re, a combination of a ge and a h, or if you're making like a very breathy G sound, re. This is our common and hard H, he. There's really no other way that you could say that. It's just he. This will just be a lighter he, but unless you can make it sound different, just know that that is a lighter sound. It's not pushing as hard. So this would be he, and this would be he. So in the word rahubat, you're not really pronouncing this. It's like therefore for the sound light, a light sound. Rahubat, not rahubat. This is our E. E. Kind of stuck this in there. This was a draft, so it's not neat. But this is our J. J, which sounds like a J. And they look similar. This is a fun one. But K, which goes this way. And then a Khe. Now, you can't see it really, but there's a dot on top of it. and it's a combination of a K and an H sound. So similar to this is re, this is re, and it's coming from the back of the throat. So KH, re. It looks like a K, but it has a dot on top. This is our le, le, me, me, ne, ne, like in newt, note. This is O. You don't really see this letter, kind of like che, but it's there. So it's pronounced like a regular O. It's not ah. This is ah. This is O. This is pe, like a letter P, pe. And then squeezed in here, we have a PT, but the other day, how do you pronounce PT? Ps or ps? It's like a puss sound, but you're pushing air through your teeth at the same time. So, ps. I don't really know how to explain that, but ps is this diamond-looking shape. Eh. How can I explain this? I would say, like, envision this to be like a throat, and this is where your sound is coming from. So you're not gargling it, you're not forcing it, ooh, but you're like popping it. Qe, qe. This is the Q sound. Qe. Re. And like I said, you always roll those R's, so get used to it. Re. Re. Now, as you can see, this is my favorite part. We got 4 different variations of a S, of S in this language. But starting off, we have our hard S, which is just a regular S. S, like you would put in literally any word. Kind of like how I said with the soft H. I'm going to say soft letters are just like hard letters, but you're not putting as much air behind them. So if this is H versus H, this is S versus S. So just don't put much air behind it. S, S. Sh, sh. Obviously, this is a SH. We all know how to pronounce that. And this is pronounced like how it is in the word school, the English word school. This is a SCH, sk. I haven't seen it yet in my studies. Maybe somebody will, but it exists. So we have s, s, sh, and sk. That's our little S quartet there. And so this is our hard T and our soft T. You see both of these in common words, but pronunciation matters. So this is T, our hard T. And this is T. The way I differentiated these is this would go or have your tongue in between your teeth, and this would have your tongue behind the top of your front teeth. So T and T. And we also have a TH in Nuwaupuyee. We all know how to pronounce THs. Oo, oo, ve, like a V in English, ve, we, like a W, we, like in tawu. I've never known how to like break down the sound of an X. I'm gonna go based off of the Spanish pronunciation, which is sh. That's not right though. I'm not gonna use the English pronunciation, but it's an X. I haven't seen much of it, so O, or this is a O, X and CH you don't really see much of, but they exist, so just be aware of that. This is a Y, which is a Y, a Y, and we have our Z, which is a hard Z. Let me see if I can write these in real quick, because this is Z he, and I'm not really, oh. Z, hard Z. This really has no difference from this one, but it's Z. A combination of a Z and a D sound, so Z. And this is Z. I don't really know how to break this down, but it's like a breathy Z. If this is Z, this will be Z. So not much emphasis put behind it. And you're going to see this one quite a lot. You're going to see both of these quite a bit. But like I said, down here are numbers. That's a lot. Maybe next time. But, yep. Before we head out, somebody asked, how do you say love? There's two ways to say love. We'll go with ashuk. That's like the common one. Ashuk, which is really a breakdown of divine love, or a way of saying divine love, like love higher than love. The utmost love, the highest love. Bring me a higher love. That's what that is. That's ashuk. Tawat. Tawat for being here. Tawat for being present. And hopefully you guys tune in. Ashuk has that little special letter. Let me write it real quick. Oh, dang it. That's not what that is. That's a Q at the end. Dang it. And it's going to be flipped. I don't even want to show that. But ashuk. She. It don't look like it. I crammed it. U and a q. So ashuk. That's a Q at the end. I messed up. But ashuk. Did you guys have any questions? Any more questions? And yeah, this is being screen recorded. Hopefully it saves. But I'm pretty sure other people are screen recording it. So at some point you'll be able to find this on YouTube. Either you can go find it on the Phase 1 Live Archive YouTube page, which you can find through the link in the bio of the Mrs. Faise page here on IG. Or you could literally just type in Nuwaupuyee, and some videos will pop up, because I didn't just learn growing up. I didn't have that privilege. I learned by myself, or I got to talk to people. But when doing self-study, I had sources of books, which I am willing to send people, and YouTube videos. I shook. Taukum, thank you all. Taukum for being here, for being present. And we'll figure out when the next video is. That's a good question. For all intents and purposes, I'm going to say whether you do it in lowercase English script or higher uppercase English script, doesn't matter. Maybe using uppercase is safer and more effective. But you know how people get when they're like, don't be yelling at me through the internet. But I would say go ahead. That's how I'm going to write it. And I wrote it like that just for, so it was easy to see. But either or. Oh! I'm not going to say that. Never mind. But eventually I want to come out with an app or some kind of portable script. I know that there are people that have it floating around on the internet, but people be stingy and they don't want to share. They don't want to share for free. But eventually I want to try and create my own that I'm able to use myself and also give out to the masses. So that's in the works. I'm researching how to do that. Eventually that will come to fruition. Let me turn this light off. If it ain't free, it ain't for me. Now, there's a term for that. Like, if it's not free, it's not, or if it's free, it's not worth it. So, it's up to you. But I hear that. But definitely get in contact with whoever was here. Make a group chat. Make a group chat. Talk amongst yourselves. And especially if you get those books, whether you have them through your own searching on the internet or you get them from me, like, learn for yourself. Don't let anybody hold you back, or you don't like have to wait until the next class. I think it has been an hour. Okay. But let me know what you guys think. And definitely, as I've said many times now, like, if you're interested in I can't think, brain. But if you're interested in learning for yourself, you can DM me and I can get you the links to the books that I use or the YouTube videos that I found. But Taukum for being here, and we'll see you guys next time.
If y'all want to bless sister Zamartat, Mrs. Faise. If y'all, because it's like second nature to want to say the name. If y'all want to bless Pa Zamartat. Okay, the sister.
The sister.
Okay, you see that cash out right there? Y'all hit her up. You know what I mean? That's just for her. That's for her blessing, or her blessing, as you would call it. Huh?
I appreciate it, but I don't warrant it. So.
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I mean, it's not.
What do you mean by that?
It's not necessary. Like, I'll do this.
It is necessary because she's buying dinner. I don't listen. She doesn't listen. Don't let her listen.
Motivated by
support,
food.
Check this out. All right, support her movement. Okay, so I can eat. I don't know. It's not necessary. What are you talking about?
Okay.
Nah, I'm playing. But if y'all listen, support her. You know what I'm saying? Just send a blessing. It ain't, it's different. If it was how it would have been different, I would have put up the plate for change. But this is, you know what I'm saying? That's a blessing that you could sow a seed for her specifically. Y'all listen, I could have come on here. I could have done this myself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I could have come and just did this. But I said this needs to be, the feminine aspect needs to handle the language. I had the whole conversation with her. You understand?
There's an overarching, everybody knows that women need to come out and teach more. And real quick, because Faise has said something like it, but there's literally a book called You Got a Book in You. But people should start telling their stories more. People should, I mean, like, look at me. There's literally like a famous story that I might tell one day, that when I was in school, I wasn't the best orator, but I still would come to talk as much as it unnerved me. But hearing yourself does a lot for you. And especially when it comes to teaching something, you don't even have to be well versed in it. Well, that's not true. Hold on. Redacted.
No, that's true though.
But if you're passionate about something, but don't be afraid to teach it, but also be teachable. Let's say that. Be teachable, because you could be wrong about something that you're passionate about. Have this idea of it that is convoluted in your brain, but somebody will come along and be like, that's not right. And as long as you're open to that critique, you will go further. But the first step is to not be afraid to put your story out there. Don't be afraid to be like me. Like I said, I don't have much of a platform, but I'm here. I'm starting from somewhere. I'm starting by getting my foot in the door, by just doing something that I'm passionate about. I'm passionate about Palarag, which is the language, the Nuwaupuyee. I'm passionate about it. I've been teaching myself. I've been learning as much as I can. And now from what I've learned, which I think, like, I'm able to read and write and everything, which is much further along than other people, I can bring it to you guys. And you guys can do the same and go beyond. But you're not going to know until you do it, for one. And two, you have that catalyst of somebody who can show you that it's possible. So there's many different points in there, but just don't be afraid to get out there. And having that female aspect when it comes to teaching is what is so necessary right now. Getting under the matriarch umbrella. Like, we need those women teachers. And people might argue and be like, oh, when I was in school, all I had was women teachers. Yeah. But, like, when it comes to things that you mostly, like, platforms where you mostly see men talking, the women need to come out the woodwork. The women need to step forward.
And the women need to be dressed. Oh, I'm telling you.
That's true. I'm laughing because I was kind of right. But he's right. Yeah. He's so right.
Because, listen, some people, you go to their pages and they say that they like teaching, but all I see is cleavage.
Titties.
That's all.
Distracted by the titties.
You know what I mean? You say, we got a lot of listeners. You got a lot of viewers. There's a difference. This shit is on mute. They don't need to hear you talking. You know what I'm saying? To behold what they're beholding. We need the women dressed. Put your clothes on. And that way, for this whole conversation, not to say that Mrs. Faise isn't a beautiful sister, that you won't have beautiful women. It's still something to behold and appreciate the beauty. Niggas is distracted. They can't fucking listen to when women teach, they can't listen. Well, but there's something on display. You know what I'm saying? So that needs to be taken into consideration when the sisters step out to teach. That's very important. You know what I mean? If you don't think it's important, you don't know what we're doing. If you don't think it's important, you don't know what we are. You know what I mean? I feel like more people should take into consideration the modest efforts of the feminine aspect, so that when it comes to that time, which we're in that time, and people are going to start realizing that, people will be able to focus on what it is y'all have to bring. You know what I mean? And that's the key thing. If they're not focused on that, then we're wasting our time. Anybody can come on here. We can go down there to Blue Flame. We can go down there to V Live, any of these strip clubs, grab somebody on here, be like, yo, teach the language. You know what I mean? Then what is the point of them teaching the language? That means that this is an eye candy situation. So what they're doing, even in the spiritual community, the conscious community, a lot of these brothers say, yo, I got me a beautiful goddess. And then you look at it, it's just no clothes on. You know what I'm saying? One Band-Aid right here. You know what I mean? Some G-string. They say this is sensuality, this is beauty. No, it's lust and it's distractions. That's what this shit is about. So to reverse that, push more modesty. Put your clothes on, and then it becomes more of a focus of what you're able to bring and how you're able to bring something. You know what I mean? I'm not playing about that.
And from like a woman's standpoint, I totally get and understand that sometimes you don't want to feel like a prude. And so, like, work it in increments. Like, if you went out and bought a maxi skirt, my biggest thing with fast fashion right now is these slits. And they're just like on everything. So that's my biggest pet peeve. But if you're able to find a skirt that don't have no slit in it, doesn't have this runched thing, and I don't hate runched. It's just that there's a time and a place. But if you have the budget to go out and buy things that you wouldn't normally wear that would just cover a little bit more. Now, speaking from personal background, I do have an Islamic background, so doing this and saying this is easier to me than somebody who would have been raised or grew up in a secular world. And that's like my first or second time using it, so I thought. But in the secular world where that's not really practiced, coming out and covering up, like, you know how many times I've been asked, "Oh, are you cold?" And it's like 100 and something degrees outside, and it's like, yeah, I'm cold. No, it's just easy for me because I was raised that way. I was groomed. I don't know if I should use that word, but I was raised that way. I was raised in a community where that was the norm. And not to say like you have to come out tomorrow and dress like some of these sisters in some of these communities that I won't talk down upon with the tassels, hint, hint. But you don't have to come out and dress like them. You don't have to come out and look like nuns. You don't have to come out and be in a full abaya or niqab or anything that would like is so demonized now. You don't have to do that. Just throw on a maxi dress. Faise said something about afros and maxi dresses. That combination. Yes, that's what we need. Throw on one of those. Maybe get you like a bodysuit that has like mesh and it still has sleeves, but it's still able to breathe. Like if it's not something that you're used to. Or you can have like a little wrap dress or something. But like start somewhere that might get you more comfortable with dressing in a way that isn't so... That's not going to be seen as a target if that's the place. Like, if you're going to be coming to teach something, nobody's going to be distracted by anything. And we know these men be distracted. So we want to cut down on the distractions to get our messages out. All right? We've been using the distraction tactic for too long. And
Can you say that again? Hold on real quick.
What did I say?
Say what you just said.
What part?
Say what you said. We've been. Come on. We've been.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We've been saying. We've been using. Come on, together, class.
No. The distraction tactic.
The distraction. No. We've been using.
I don't remember what I said verbatim, so.
Remember how we said about people not being able to count earlier?
Shut up. Oh, Lord. I really cannot remember what I
We've been using the distractive tactic.
I said that.
Okay. I'm emphasizing it.
Okay.
We've been using the distraction tactic for too long. That I didn't say that. It's not scripted. I'm telling you. There's no teleprompter. She said it. Okay, that's the truth. Okay, that's all it's about. Again, this isn't some type of dictator ruling or say that yo put the ugly bodies away. That's not what this is. This is to say, if you are, for one, going to step out as a teacher, and you say you have something to bring, then stop promoting the other side. Stop promoting. If you're saying I shook in the love and all this, okay, stop promoting the lust. Mm. It's not to say that you never did it. It's not to say that you never could get dressed, look good, all of that. We're natural beings. I understand that. You understand? Niggas ain't thinking about leaves when a child is being made. I understand. We have that part. You know what I mean? Like, oh shit, the leaves. That's not, we get it. But children ain't being made 24/7. Well, they are, but you're not making a child 24/7. You understand my point? You know what I mean? When it's time to focus, let's make sure we get it focused. I wasn't trying to like beat the dead cat about it. It's just to say more people need to take that into consideration when it comes to women teaching. All right? This ain't just something for live and Instagram. This is in the schools, okay? When the women are teaching in schools, you need to refrain from wearing tight clothing. You know what I mean? You need to refrain from wearing revealing clothing. It's just the truth. All the same argument about, oh, I just have a more curvaceous body. Okay, well then you need to be more aware about the clothing that you're wearing. If your body is more curvaceous, be more aware about that clothing. You understand? Not even to, again, it's not to pinpoint any particular group of people to say do this only and everybody else just got to walk around and do nothing about it. It's to say that when you start teaching as women, okay, take into consideration how the Eastern Stars dress. All right, when they're gathered. Take into consideration how the Moorish women dress when they're gathered. You understand? Take into consideration how even the witches, when they're gathered, how they're cloaked. They wear the what is it? The hijab. Where was another way? Is the full garb? The kimar. They wear similar items. You know what I'm saying? Clothing items to Muslim women. All right. And when she said nuns, the nuns dress just like the Muslim women.
They do. They
wear a different color, but they dress like. But when a nun walks into a building, there's a certain type of respect that you subconsciously want to give her. Because your primitive brain isn't trying to figure out which one of these things that are on display is supposed to be drawing in the mate to reproduce.
For my viewing pleasure.
You understand? Because the viewing pleasure is leading to the reproduction act, which is sex. That's why they sell it. You understand? So when we can focus like that, again, she's right. Men, we get distracted. You think I'm walking around, you know what I'm saying, not being able to look and see? Okay, being able to look and see is one thing.
Let me put it like this.
All right, hold on. Being able to look and see is one thing. But for it to be taken into consideration not to put it on display is another thing. And then we deal with the brothers to, like we said, even in Islam, you say protect your gaze. All right? Watch where your eyes are going. So the sisters, you help us out with covering up more. That's just the reality. That's where you help us out in this movement, okay? But the brothers also are to be held accountable about where they put in their attention. You understand? So when everybody's eyes are literally up, okay, meaning you're right here, face to face, dealing with the soul of the person. Dr. Malachi York was teaching that when we deal with our brothers, he said, make sure you're looking into their eyes. People ain't looking into people's eyes anymore. You dapping people up, you looking all around. Teach my brothers, listen, when you shake somebody's hand, look them dead in their eye or alive in their eye. Look them alive in their soul. You understand? When you're shaking their hand. And if anybody is shaking your hand and they cannot manage or stand to look you in your eyes, you can't trust them. All right? Even if they don't know why they can't be trusted, they can't be trusted because they cannot make that soul connection. Until they're able to make that soul connection, all right, they can't be trusted. And even then, you got to watch for what you're picking up on because somebody might know what I know. And if they know what I know, they can use it for good or for bad. You understand? For virtuous or nefarious reasons. So they might look you in your eye, all right, but they're still a devil. And they'll still snake you, but they only know that a man's supposed to look a man in the eye. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. You remember what you were about to say?
I do remember, okay. But I don't know if it's relevant anymore. But I was just gonna I watched. Well, I even told Faise about this, but like I watched the new Chris Brown video for his 11/11 album. Just happenstance because it was recommended to me. You know how YouTube be doing, but in that video there was literally a depiction of the harlot. If you've ever seen, I have not seen some of these things, but in pop culture, if you've ever seen Sex, Love, and Robots, I think it's called, that Jabaro episode where she came out of the water and she was wearing like nothing but chains and a bunch of jewelry. It was similar to that. And the young lady came out of the water and she only had chains on her body, which was symbolic. But like the point is, she didn't have any like actual clothes on, but he was in the Nasut realm to begin with. The whole thing turned red. He's like finding his way, and I even pointed out like his jacket was green, his clothes were green, but on his back was the moon symbol, and he was in the Nasut realm. Like, he fell to be in that realm. And so who was in that realm? Yeah, I'm going to use that. The siren. She came up out of the water and seduced him. And if that's not telling enough, especially after you've been walking with Faise for this long, like, if that wasn't such a, like, hit over your head moment, if you see that or if you have seen that, I don't know what is. Because that was a great depiction of what a lot of people, not just men, but, you know, but people go through when they're here on social media or when they're in certain spaces, even college. I've heard so many things about college, but these are environments where in Western society, sex is so rampant. You're looking for things to look at to entice you. You're looking for things that don't have much substance. You're here for a good time, not a long time type thing. You're not going to build off of this moment except for your pleasure. And so, once again, like, this is not to push the prudent agenda, but you will feel good about yourself eventually. And once you make that decision for yourself, no man, no woman, nobody can take that away from you. And you know that you're walking down the right path. You don't have to walk out. Now, let me tell you something. It was a little twisted. But I've done this. But, like, worn a hijab in combination with, like, something that wasn't, like, an abaya. But there was a sister that I have seen and had a conversation with that had on some shorts. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's a little confusing. But coming out of the secular world, it's like you're doing what you can. And so I wasn't looking down on her. I wasn't. That's part of the reason why I had a conversation with her, because I'm like, I see myself in her coming from the opposite direction where I was taught to cover. But as I grew and developed and started getting a job, buying my own clothes, I'm like, I want to look a certain way, but always coming back to home, always coming back to what I was taught, always coming back to my baseline. It's like, I see you stepping a toe in what I'm used to. And it's like, how did you find your way over here? And so just like seeing different people's perspective.
Righteous. What she said about college is one of the reasons I ain't go. Listen, I'm telling you.
That's one of the reasons I didn't go.
The main reason was I had to take care of family. The other reason I literally was telling my homie about this shit. I said, listen, you mean to tell me you gonna send me, I'm gonna go out to college. I already know what's out there. All kinds of different, diverse variations of women. You understand? And I already know what the hell I was going to be getting into, because I didn't give a fuck about school when I was in high school. I excelled, but that don't mean I gave a fuck about it. So you going to tell me I'm going to go into a place where it's already 90% real life, only 10% books. I ain't going to do but like 1% books. You know what I'm saying? The rest of it, I'm going to be running around, experiencing. I didn't need to be there. It was only going to be a distraction for me. And when it comes to, again, just for the nature of man, for us, it's like we need to feel like we're conquering, or we need to feel like we're able to provide. There's a lot of different things that come into being a masculine being, okay? So we go out and we do our things for that purpose. For the sisters, a lot of it is attention. You know what I'm saying? But why? It's natural. It's not something to be demonized, okay? It's natural to be sought after. It's natural to be chosen. It's natural to form a bond. It's natural to create life from that bond. What the evil one has done to us is they perverted that naturality. And so now it has nothing to do with that end all to the next beginning. You understand? Which would be that child being birthed to go on their own journey to find their mate. This is a continuation. Life doesn't continue without reproduction. So sex itself cannot be the thing that is demonized. You understand? However, they've promoted it, not just perverted it, promoted it to the masses as something that's just something to play around with, and it's not something to play around with. So one of the main things, this ain't something that I'm just teaching by myself. This is something that was taught to the people who came before me. You understand? And some people listened, some people didn't listen. And this same conversation was being had amongst elders, where the elders was saying, look, help us out, sister. You know what I'm saying? Cover up, go cover up. And that same sister was like, yo, F that. These niggas need to keep their eyes up, figure out what they want to look at. Okay, that's one thing, but also you can cover up. You know what I mean? It's like it goes hand in hand. So not to continue on that down that line. When it comes to modesty, okay, the root word of that modesty, you have the word mold. All right, if you so choose to get in that mold, It can help the efforts of being a teacher or a leader or a woman to be looked up to in this society. We don't have many of those anymore. And the cream of the crop, women who were given that opportunity to be those leaders, they went on and became nudists and took all of their clothes off. And it's like, it's the same thing. So we're working on getting this rectified and handled. And then you got women who have absolutely no clothes on, that just because they saying Ashe, they attacking Sexy Red. And like, I was trying to figure out, okay, what do you think the nigga is saying when he come to your page? You know what I mean? It's the same thing. The clothes is off. All right, you may not be dancing the same way. That's where you had a lot of different, what to say? Oh, twerking is an African dance. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Dancing and gyrating is an African natural woman's rite of passage dance. Yes. But what we see on social media is not an African dance. And I don't know why they say that just because it's an African dance, that means some shit that we supposed to be doing. Because when the last time we've had a ceremony to bring all of the community 16-year-olds into becoming women, or 13-year-olds into becoming women, depending on what tribe you was coming from? When have we done that? When have we come to, we can't do that over here, as a matter of fact. The same reason why they got the laws to protect the young women is because mentally we're not able to do that. You understand? Because they wouldn't be protected. Because there are a million men waiting to prey on those women or young women as soon as they cross over into that threshold. You understand? So it's not the same type of situation to say that these women were doing that to amplify or cause people to see that they had the hips, that they could bear a child and all this other stuff. That was a part of the traditional dance. But not all this bending over, busting open shit. That's different. That's them folks over there that brought that to us. And it became, that's where, and then you ask, okay, so these are grown women. These are grown women. What rite of passage are they going into? You know what I mean? Now, please don't get me wrong or twisted, because I am still a broken X chromosome. You know what I mean? XY male, all right? And I still see what niggas see, okay? But because I see what niggas see, that doesn't mean that what we're doing is the right thing. You understand? And if I can say that, then I know the sisters can understand what I'm saying. So it was very important for me, and eventually it became a conversation that needed to be had, but it was very important for me. And that's one of the things. When I met Mrs. Faise, she was covered. You understand? Anytime I dated somebody, there was something different about that person. When I dated for the first time, when I really actually dated for the first time in 11th grade, it was a lot of sisters who was interested in me. I didn't even really realize that shit because I was too focused on what the fuck I was building for the future in my mind, working with the Pharaoh clan and all this other stuff. What stood out to me about the sister was that she had an afro. She had natural hair. And she wasn't no conscious, all this other stuff, but she just would rock her natural hair. So that was one thing that I was able to set her apart from. When I met Mrs. Faise, when she screamed from across the street, and I came up to her, I said, I got you. I realized immediately that after I walked off, I wasn't paying attention to any other shape. Of course, I was able to double take and be like, wait a minute, hold on. But it wasn't being promoted. You understand? So all I was really trying to see was what this person is trying to get my attention for. It's subconscious is what I'm explaining to y'all. You know what I mean? Even if you're not covered up and the male is keeping his eyes up this way, you know what I mean? It's still saying that there's something that he has to avoid beholding that's pulling on his attention. Because he's a natural living being who will naturally have the need to reproduce, even if he chooses not to. Do y'all understand? And then eventually we pull him up here where it's like, that's why I say you should be able to go into the environments anyway and still deal with the sisters. It's not a respect thing. Okay, just because I said there's a subconscious drive to respect the sister who's modest doesn't mean that it is okay to disrespect the sister because she isn't. You understand? That's not what I'm explaining. I'm just explaining that when it comes to that, that's one of the most powerful things that we can offer. You know what I'm saying? Modesty amongst the sisters. And promote modesty. Promote the sisters and the women who are modest so that it can become not something that people are forced to do, but are encouraged to do. You know what I mean? In any time in war, when your ancestors was at war, a lot of your ancestors were at war, they shut down all the different sex stuff and they just focused. And I'm telling you, we at war. And it takes a lot more focus to get this done. All right? So again, I could have come on here and just done it myself, but I know that the feminine aspect when it comes to the language is going to be a lot more powerful. You understand? It's something that we're missing, especially in these communities where you can see two people come together. All right, they ain't all in the screen naked. They ain't laying out on the bed no damn where. All right, if you see pictures, it's power pictures. You feel what I'm saying? Like when you see London and Nipsey Hussle standing with the white images on, with white clothing on, with the white horse, power. You know what I'm saying? A figure of power. So that's what people need to see more. That's what people need to gravitate toward more. And like she said, take your time.
And on that note, for the record, I want to clarify something. I was covered, but I wasn't in like full up Amish wear. Okay, I had on a short dress, but I had on stockings. So I've never been accustomed or even comfortable to showing skin. So I was covered, but I was still wearing like certain clothing items that would be revealing, or you would still be like, oh, that's secular dress, or you just wouldn't see Muslimas wear. Let me put it that way. You wouldn't see a true or real or whatever Muslima wear what I was wearing. Definitely would not have, but I was still covered. So that's why I'm like, at your own behest, like throw some stockings on, get a little mesh or something, like some kind of undergarment that still like covers like your arms or something. Like get used to wearing long sleeves. Like I have clothing items, crop tops are my thing. But especially because honestly I'm supposed to be promoting something else, I have to stop wearing certain things. I have to present myself in an even better way than what I was doing. Now that doesn't go to say throw away and burn all your clothes. Don't do that. Don't do that, because you will be miserable. We're not promoting misery over here. But just don't go outside knowing that there's wandering eyes and that's not your intention. Let me put it that way. If you know that you're going to be walking out in a world that's seeking what you have, it is your choice. It is your choice to do what you can to restrict that access that the world is looking for. Let me put that word.
That's a real strong way to put it. The intention. If you go into the club, I'm not telling people you go to the club that you're supposed to be walking in there, you know what I'm saying, in full-blown Muslim attire, okay? Because you're at the club. The world out here ain't a club.
And Muslims be at the club.
They do be at the club.
They do be at the club.
They do. I said there's a funny thing one time.
I saw some sisters in there, and I was like, you know how you give looks from across the room? It's like, what you doing in here?
Exactly. I was, this might have been 2021, I think it was. I had a group of friends that everybody celebrated everybody's birthday. So what they used to do was they'll get like party buses and stuff like that every now and again. So they had the party bus, just got the stripper poles, all kind of stuff. Females dancing, whatever. It was a nigga that sat right next to me. Got a lot, they got the bench looking seats and shit. The nigga sat right next to me. He was like, yo, you Faise what? I said, yeah. What's going on? He said, okay. I said, I'm one of your fans. I listen to your teachers, da-da-da-da. There's like this awkward silence. He's like, what are you doing here?
Why are you here?
Like, what do you mean what I'm doing here? They did this to Dr. York, so it's so funny.
You don't have to put on this holier than
I'm not going to do that.
Not you,
but
like in general.
I'm finna go turn up right now just because she said this shit. Listen, I'm not one of those people. I hope people understand what I'm saying. My thing is, when it's time to teach, okay, we present ourselves a certain way.
Okay, somebody said that in the comments. Time and place.
Time and place.
Time and place.
That's it. That's all I'm really saying. Other than that, all of the keeping what's sacred, that's something that you can learn when it's time for you to learn it. You know what I'm saying? And you'll understand what comes with the energy of that. Well, I don't play about it. It's not saying that. And it's another thing. Here's another thing. This is very important. Maybe you won't get it. Maybe you will. But before Mrs. Faise, this was never I didn't have this conversation. I have girls, the girls come around, they didn't cover up, whatever I didn't care. It wasn't something that was even to be cared about. All right. But then you reach a certain level of maturity and understanding of what it is that you're doing and how the energy of this realm is affected by it. Okay. And I was explaining that you're really the first one where it comes to where it's like, is this serious? You know what I mean? Where, okay, yeah, you walk through the home, this is the way you walk through the home. You come back here in this open space back here where I am, okay, yeah, you're free. You understand? You express, all of that is a whole different conversation. But amongst the community, but I'm not a Muslim. Y'all have to understand this. I'm not even a Muslim. But when you go and look into the customs and how they go about it, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They tailor it a little different because you don't have to wear the hijab, you know what I'm saying, around like the brothers, sisters, husbands, sisters of the husband, brothers of the husband, all that kind of stuff. That's different. Okay? It's just about protection of the operation. All right? And this is an operation. Okay? What we're doing is an operation. So you conscious community, you got to start getting serious about what you're doing. All right? You got to stop playing. You got to start getting serious about what you're doing. Instead of just doing all this, we ain't going to call it a kickback. We're going to call it a woke back. We ain't going to say we're looking for the females or the H's or the B's. We're going to say we're looking for the goddesses. Instead of doing that, how about get serious? Okay? You want to party, that's one thing. But stop acting like you care about what's going on if you partying all the damn time and just calling it different things. You know what I mean? Get serious about your ascension process. And your ascension process isn't just an individual process. It has something to do with the collective and all of the children that are coming after us. You know what I mean? So look, if I'm giving you an example of it, it's not to say that I always was on that. I'm telling you that now. And I still can see some shit and be like, God damn. I might tap her and be like, God damn. You feel what I'm saying? She know everybody know me. You like, look. All that extra fake shit, all that, no, self-right, none of that. I still might be like, yo, goddamn. She's like, huh? And if I feel like I'm in trouble, I'm like, nothing. Never mind.
Sundress season is not for the men.
Listen.
Sundress season is for the women. Okay? Sundress season is for us.
Repeat after me.
We are admiring us.
Repeat after me.
We are bigging up our sisters for us, okay? y'all are just the collateral.
Repeat after me. I will only speak the truth.
Y'all are only.
I can only speak the truth.
I can speak the woman.
Repeat after me.
I can speak.
Sundress season. Listen.
Sundress season.
Listen. It don't say daughter dress season, does it?
For the girlies.
Listen. Does it say daughter dress season or sundress? Okay. It was all, listen, the dresses was for the sons. All right? When we saw the dresses, we got excited. Not for the daughters. It ain't daughter dress season, daughter dress year, none of that. All right? Y'all dress for each other when y'all go to the clubs and stuff. Listen, brothers, when they say stuff like that, I got sisters, okay? It's all games. So they told me. They let me in on it. It's all games. They actually do it for us. All right? They're not taking each other home.
You know.
They're not getting each other number. They already got each other.
You know you want to feel your nash as you walk down the street, okay? You want to feel your nash. You don't want nobody else to see your nash. You don't want anybody else to feel your nash.
Women, don't
feel your nash walking down the street. Women,
please don't feel your nash in public, okay? There's a word for that. It's a crime. It's very indecent. Please don't feel your nash in public. Don't listen to her. She's supposed to know better. All right? Please don't. You know what I'm saying? When you walking in public, don't feel your nash. Sundresses was us. We already know that. Everybody knows. Niggas is sitting looking at the clock. When y'all wait on the groundhog to do the shadow and shit, that ain't what niggas is looking for. You know what I mean? The sun will come at a certain point and gonna be like, hey, niggas. And we like, for real? Niggas. It's that time. And that's when niggas go outside. Y'all wonder why niggas ain't outside right now? It's not that time. You know what I'm saying? But when sundress season, but look, they done fucked it up. Sundresses ain't even sundresses no more. Cause y'all let a certain group of people get involved in sundresses and they made the bitches tight. You know what I mean? So now a sundress is like a fucking, what do you call this shit? The little thing, the corset shit. That's what the sundresses look like now. The little tight ass shit. That's not a sundress. A sundress might as well just be a blanket. That's all it's supposed to be about. All right? Let's just be real. So when it came down to the sundresses, that was for men. That was for men. For the women doing all this other stuff, listen, it's all for the men. Now men do shit for women. And I don't know what, and it's so weird because you got the niggas, listen, y'all seen the niggas with like the chalkboard hairline and shit? Y'all ever seen that? When niggas like they get done with the cut and then they do like the chalkboard shit? Women don't like that shit. I done had a lot of sisters Joan and niggas behind.
Can somebody explain that? Like,
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is either. Like, we see it. We know you see it. What are you doing?
I think
we see you.
It might be a dark skin thing because I didn't see no light skin nigga.
No. That's I had a principal who filled in his whole beard with that stuff. I'm like, we can see you, sir.
Do you know I'm talking about the white thing, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You seen light skin nigga do that shit?
Yes.
Oh, that's sad. Because we can't even see it. But
we can see it. We see it.
It works from afar, but when you get up close, it's like, nigga, you etching? You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's something. But women don't like that. Okay, men don't really like the lashes and the bundles and all this other stuff, they don't really like that. They really prefer naturality. But there's a lot of that going on. So they think that they're doing it for the other side, and the other side is like, yo, send that back. Why they send it back? They tried to do it again. Maybe I didn't do it right. They etch it deeper. The lines just keep getting deeper and deeper. Next thing you know, they walk around with a head.
It's down here. It's down here.
You know what I mean? Exactly. Am I doing it right now? No, they don't like that. You know what I mean? So they like to line up. I've observed that. I see that. They like to line up, but they don't like all that. Like, you shouldn't have to tell people, hey, I got to line up. Just make it should be like you have to listen. You have to appear like you were born with the shit to these systems. You got to appear like you were born with it. To draw it out is like they don't want it no more. All right, sisters, niggas ain't really fucking with the.
It's like men want the illusion. Women don't want the illusion.
Yes, the hell they.
Men want the illusion. Men want the, what did you say? The Barbie dolls. Men want the Barbie dolls. Women
want the Ken dolls.
We see that. We see because these people that be going out and getting their own work done. It's like we see that. We see it. You know how many all right.
You don't want the Barbie doll.
How many women, and you don't have to be honest here in the comments, but like be honest with yourself. How many people would go for a full figured, not necessarily roly poly or big body man, but you don't want no stick either. Like if that stick went out and got some like not injections, implants, got some ab implants, muscular implants, like would you go for that? No. But these men, they will see just some perky whatever, and they'll be like, oh, that, yes, we want that. We want the ones that have the implanted life preservers.
she don't know us. She don't know us.
And y'all don't know us.
And that's a problem. That is a problem. That's the truth. We be thinking we understand, but when men need to learn more about the women need to learn more about. No, we don't. Now they might. Here's what I think what women might misunderstand. We'll double tap that shit, right? Niggas might save the shit for later, whatever the hell. I don't know. Ain't like I know. niggas will double tap the shit. Niggas might save it for later. All right, they might want to bag it, whatever. But in all actuality, they know.
Somebody said nuts.
Nuts. Y'all crazy. You know what I mean? It just look, and it's not a disrespect because again, the sisters have their own reasons for getting it. Not everyone that do work is doing the same reasons. Doing the work for the same reasons. But if you ask most men, you know what I mean, or ask a bunch of men, most of them will say that they prefer naturality. You understand? When it comes to who they want to date. Unless it's some nigga that's like need a trophy to walk around with, which they on a whole different mission. And a lot of times, that's a whole different conversation, because a lot of times niggas don't really be into women.
That's the thing, though.
They just want a trophy.
Y'all think...
What do they call it? What do they call that?
Is natural. Like, makeup can look natural. Implants can look natural. It's not all these ant women walking around. You're not going to see it and it's going to look obvious. There are people who have gotten work done. You know, can I say that?
Say what?
Miss Flo Millie. Miss Flo Millie, I found out the other day, had work done.
Who is Flo Millie?
She's a female rapper. I don't listen to her, but somebody that I follow posted her on their story. And when she first came out, she looked like slim thick. But now she got a body. Where it come from? That's my thing. Where did it come from? Where did it come from? But people would look at her. Whoever she went to, they did an excellent job, because you cannot tell the difference. I had to go and scroll through her page and be like, wasn't she a little skinny mini when she first came out?
Was it mostly women in the comments saying damn?
I wasn't looking in no comments.
Because niggas, we can tell. A lot of times, you don't know what's so crazy though? Here's what niggas can't tell the difference in. This is where it's getting scary at though. For all the niggas who like running over there to like the surgery side and talking about the BBL and trying to glorify it and all this, and so you getting titties paid for it. Niggas is having a hard time discerning between the trans people, whoever, I don't know if you call it trans women or men, I don't really understand. I think trans women, I think they call them. They having a hard time discerning between the trans women and the natural women. But because when you put that woman who done got the surgery next to the male who done got the surgery, it's like they got the same accessories. I'm not lying to you. Niggas is getting caught the fuck up out here in Atlanta because somebody released like maybe 25,000. I shouldn't say it like that. I shouldn't say released like they came out like a cargo or some shit. somewhere along the line, it went from transvestite to transsexual to transgender. And Atlanta always been a hot spot for it. So somehow, like, they didn't tell nobody. It just happened like maybe at 3 a.m. 25,000 trans women just was like, I don't want to say that like that. Maybe like, I don't say dropped off, but like they just popped up.
The dolls popped out.
In Atlanta. So niggas was walking by, they didn't even know where they came from. They thought these women always been here. That's what they mind. They think, oh, these women always been here. But they didn't know what to say. So it's a lot of niggas getting caught up in Atlanta because you got to keep in mind, money is being made, a lot of money being made, a lot of money being paid. So it ain't just you getting implants anymore. You're getting estrogen, injections, hormonal alterations. And niggas is like doing some shit to their larynx so their voice don't sound like how it used to. And niggas is in trouble. If you ain't respecting the naturality, you trying to run with this whole, you know what I mean? And again, it got its own time for what it got it for. But you trying to push it and try to shame natural women. Niggas gonna run into a big problem because it's a lot of motherfuckers out here with money. A lot of niggas out here with money who are bored. And they like, you know, let me try on this woman thing for a second. And they gonna go pay it and get it. And they coming back into the communities and they tricking niggas, literally. And this the big thing. It's happening, but people don't want to talk about it. The big thing is they not telling niggas. Not telling niggas, yo, I'm a man. What?
Master, like, what do you mean by that?
Who?
What do you mean by that? He said Nuwaupueans don't discriminate. What do you mean by that?
He said Nuwaupueans don't discriminate.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not trying to call you out, but like, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, niggas in trouble. Atlanta fucked up. There's a lot of, and again, it's one thing to have your thing, and you got people like Eddie and the rest of people who said to be dating them. Okay, them niggas new. But for a nigga to be like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so they done did all this shit, right? Except that one thing. And they ain't did that one thing like that. So when we gonna do this one thing? Right? Whatever. So then when we gonna do this one thing? They ain't never did the one thing. And then the nigga tell them, hey, look, let me tell you something. I ain't even gonna hold you. And that's, you know, the nigga he want to go to jail now. Because you just told him that your name really Tyrone. And that might, and there should be laws against that, but they really trying to do it the other way around, where you can't discriminate, and people try to say it's the same love, and what's the problem? It's still a woman. They fucked it up. No, it isn't, for one. And for two, it's just, and you can't even talk about it now. I don't know if people think they can cancel me, though. I don't know if you think that's possible. I'd cancel myself first. I say, look, before we say anything, yeah, all right, I'm canceled. Now, go ahead, ask your question. So, yeah, I don't have no issue with niggas. Listen, it's a whole bunch of work and business that I've done with people on all these different walks of life. It's just like, y'all, some of these niggas be knowing that they doing a lot of fucked up shit. They know what they be doing. And it's flying because everybody's scared to challenge that shit. And also, it's people, like I said, come out of her, my people, so that you don't be receivers of her plagues or partakers of her sin. They talking about the major cities where this shit going on. It ain't just Atlanta. You feel what I'm saying? It's getting hot. And I'm telling you right now, I'm not going for it. This is a woman. All right? This gonna be the woman. All right? And if not, we go out, a whole other investigation and process got to be done. But I'm not playing no games. And y'all niggas thinking you gonna just be able to get a birth certificate. Let me tell you something. They pushing that over in Congress where the birth certificate be switched and they don't got to tell you.
And so that was, Pharaoh Clan spoke about that. They were like, people are getting messed up about that. I see both sides of it. Not gonna be for or against anything, but just that part, the political part. You, like, outing people on the internet was a big thing that got cracked down on. Like, you will lose your page if you were found or reported to have outed somebody. If you were bullying, that whole thing, just bullying in general, whether it was cyber bullying or in person, you will get years, you will get jail time for doing that. And
I don't condone bullying.
And so there's just like there's consequences on both sides to doing either or. Yeah, if people knew, but some people don't want to tell. And some people, the sick part of it, some people get a rise out of not telling. Like, people finding out. I knew, like, when I found that out, I was like, oh, that
yeah,
those will be the kind of people that need to get fucked up. But everybody else, like, if you just don't want your business out there, okay, I get that. But also, like, for all in, like, what is that called? Disclosure. Like, people want to know that they're messing with a biologically... Where would you put that?
I don't know if you've spoken on this topic enough to continue. You know what I'm saying?
No, I have. I'm
Okay,
trying to
'cause
remember. I did a whole.
time-
I've done presentations on
Okay,
this all
but
through
listen,
school.
this is live.
On
This is a whole
through
different
school.
conversation. I'm not
so-
fucking around with these people. Okay.
All right.
All right.
But
So
I'm
look,
just saying.
I don't condone
saying
bullying.
that there's two sides of the argument to be considered.
Right.
And so that's my point.
There are two sides of the argument to be considered. Okay. Love is love, and people are figuring out where they're going, and we all God's children. Look, I'm not playing. These people, they waiting. They waiting on something. You know, he said this. He said they deserve to get fucked up. I didn't even say the shit. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got to care about that type of they waiting for some shit like that. No, nobody deserves to get fucked up. Everybody just need to be careful about what they're doing out here, because there are some people who are throwing off their rocker and they would probably cause harm to you. So you might want to be, you know what I'm saying, very honest with people when you're dealing with them. Okay? But nobody deserves to be injured, harmed, or fucked up in any type of way.
You are so right. You're so right. You're Umi. Why are you looking like that?
Cause, bro, they got their finger over the terminate button. I feel you.
Gotta be politically correct.
Hell, well, you can't even. This is different. This is different. Being politically correct will get you fucked up.
Being politically correct, but standing on business.
You can't be politically correct fucking around with certain people, you're gonna lose. They're like, which side of the politics? I didn't know it got deeper than that. What are you talking about? Politically correct, nigga. You mean democratically politically correct or republicly? I don't know. Listen, I just want to be right. All right, matter of fact, I love everybody. We all God's children. What do you mean by God? I don't believe in God.
And that's what I'm about to say. Sometimes people will get on you for not talking about a thing, or not taking a stance, not wanting to be on the flame or be flamed.
That's true. And I'm
They'll
telling
be like,
you
why
right now,
why didn't you talk about X, Y, and Z?
Yeah, let me tell you right now, I don't have any issue with any of these different groups and organizations.
You don't.
Personally, I just don't. That doesn't mean I have to be an ally.
I shook. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I shook.
I don't have to be an ally. I don't have to come out and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying, and push and promote that. Y'all got enough people doing it, but I don't have any hate toward anybody for any reason. That's not a joke.
It's very serious.
Well, anybody got any questions? We did a great class. It was recorded.
No, I'm not from New York. I have a New York native mother.
Where are you from? Let's see if anybody knows this place.
I'm not gonna give
Because she got on me like this shit was taught to us in school. Where are you from? Where's the place?
My mama. I'm from my mama.
Where's the place?
I don't think she would like me to talk about that. But I'm from Michoacan. I'm from Michigan. Not Detroit, not Lansing, not Benton Harbor, none of these places. I'm from Ann Arbor, okay?
Who?
Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Who?
And I grew up around a bunch of types of people. My people on my mother's side, they're Caribbean. And then my people on my people on my father's side, they're African.
Yo, anybody know where Ann Arbor is?
Some people would know where Ann Arbor is, so.
Serial killers. Y'all gotta know the whole map.
He's still alive though, right?
Oh.
Thank you. The Wolverines. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
Michigan. That don't count.
It does count.
No, it don't.
Yeah, because we have the big house. Anyway.
What big house?
Anyway, it's literally a stadium. Smack dab right in the middle of Ann Arbor. And people all over the country come to play.
I ain't been there. I ain't even seen nobody. What?
Yeah.
Being careful. Bro, I like to be able to have a page. You know what I mean? Do you want to be here? What are you talking about? I like to be able to have a page. Some shit you do got to be careful about talking about. If you want your page. If it was a hill worth dying on, I'd die on it. Like, if they told me you got to stop talking about Malachi York, or we're going to take your page, I'll come on here and give y'all my final speech. You know what I mean? Because I'm not going to stop talking about that. You know what I mean? But a lot of these hills ain't worth dying on. You know what I mean? People just dying on it for no reason. The vaccine hill wasn't worth dying on. The, what do you call it? any of this shit. The COVID hill would go hand in hand. The LG hill wasn't worth dying on. None of that stuff was worth dying on. And people lost their whole page. I even warned people like, yo, you know you fucking with, when you talk about them, you know they all link together, right?
Still
They
to
listen.
this day,
They
I
clipped them.
have a live that was very big from last week that got, at this point, it was 2-3 weeks ago that Faise did the live. And what did they do? They whacked it. They whacked it on YouTube because they were talking about medical misinformation. Because
And I'm trying like, what did I say?
you brought up the young man who fell out on the field.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name?
DeMar Hamlin.
Yeah, he brought up the DeMar Hamlin situation, and like I went back and watched it like 3 different times. He didn't say anything about COVID. He didn't say anything about the shot. He just said that man did the Jesus thing where he died and resurrected, and they flagged it. So they're still getting on people about spreading.
Probably because of all the conspiracy that came around that shit.
Yeah.
Where all the people rushed. I don't even want to talk about that shit because if they'll clip it off of there, I don't want to. Listen, about 4 or 5 days ago, the motherfuckers tried to snipe this shit. I'm not going for it. I literally had to. I'm not going for it. We gotta keep being able to do this. And they want you to fall into that polarization and into the paradigm so they can clip you. Mm-hmm. And we ain't doing that.
You're looking for any and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can donate from anywhere. I think there's a PayPal now with the same Play for Change handle that you are also able to donate to. It doesn't just have to be Cash App. But if you go to Play for Change, the English no number 4, the FOR, PLAYFORCHANG on Cash App.
Doing great.
On Cash App, you can donate there and you can still get the books.
You said, are we sovereign? Are you? You were born sovereign. Then sovereign is reflected in your works. Are you going to surpass others or are you going to settle? What about discord? No, I don't do discord. I didn't like the word. Discord sounded like discourse. And discourse meant to go off course. I literally didn't join it for that purpose. So join me on Discord. I said, that don't sound right. I'm on the path. I'm on the right path. Why would I join you to go off course? I don't understand this. We're having a discourse. No, we're not. You having a discourse by yourself. I don't like these words that you use. Just spell words.
You said by yourself.
You know what I mean? We're having a discourse. No. Not on discourse. We not. We're in agreement. Or walking. When people on Clubhouse, one of the main things they love to say I gotta push back on that. I'm like, no, you don't. You just turn around and walk another direction. If you're in a position where you can push back on what I'm saying, you're not walking with me. Now you can walk in a different lane, but I'm going this way. If you gotta push back, just move around. Literally move around. That's all you gotta do. You don't gotta push back. I'm just keep walking and you go in another direction around so you can go back where you was going. But don't push me. Don't push me because I ain't like that. You know what I mean? What y'all got? Anybody else?
We're gonna, just as you said that, I was like, we're gonna end with what, dude? Because somebody was just like, how do you say bye?
Oh, yeah. How do you feel about Patreon? I ain't been on there either. You sound like patronize. But no, I ain't been on there. What was the other one? It was Patreon, Discord, Telegram, and some other shit. Free something, I don't know what the hell. It started with an F. Who remember what the other one was? Fan base, I think it was. I ain't do none of that. I skipped past all that shit. I went straight to Clubhouse and I told the people on Clubhouse we're going to take it off of Clubhouse and go to Instagram. And that's exactly what we did. And Clubhouse is wherever the hell is at.
Mm-hmm. So when's the next class?
When's the next class? What are they? Tuesday?
Today's Tuesday. I was thinking Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Tuesday, okay, then Thursday then.
Thursday. Ha! OnlyFans.
I thought about OnlyFans.
Teaching on OnlyFans.
But it's too much stigma associated with the...
They done perverted the OnlyFans. Because it wasn't a platform...
Originally,
kind of like Snapchat. Snapchat was supposed to be like a... like send your nudes and it'll delete. but then everybody else started hopping on it, and
Yeah,
now it's a messaging app. But OnlyFans was the same thing. It didn't start off kind of on the flip side. It wasn't supposed to be for that. OnlyFans was supposed to be like Skillshare, where you can upload something and people go directly to you to pay for that thing. But then a bunch of sex workers hopped on, and now it's stigmatized to be what it is. So.
And then Beyonce promoted it, so that was like Bob's your uncle at that point. You don't know Bob was your uncle? You ever heard that saying before? Bob's your uncle was like.
You can't use.
That's all she wrote.
You can't. Didn't you just say earlier that they won't find you in the UK? It's a Cockney saying.
A who? A Cockney saying. Yeah.
It's a Cockney saying.
A Cockney. No, Bob's your uncle. It's about time you learn to figure that out.
If I'm telling you about it, you don't think I know what it is?
Yeah, Bob's your uncle, nigga. You already know Bob is everybody's uncle. When you get something done, and that's all it is all need to be said, all she wrote. She wrote it, and Bob was your uncle. You didn't know that? Like, nigga, that's literally all she wrote. Bob's your uncle, bro. I don't know what else you trying to figure out what the fuck she said or what she wrote on the letter. She wrote that Bob was your uncle. In a nutshell. It came in a nutshell. I said, what the fuck is this? Stepped on it. It was a letter inside of a nutshell. It said, all she wrote was, it was a she, okay, because it literally was signed she. Bob's your uncle. I'm like, damn, Bob's my uncle. Mm-hmm. But everybody got one of those. You didn't get one? Bob is everybody's uncle, nigga. It wasn't Sam. Just a hint. It's just Bob, the nigga Bob. Everybody has an Uncle Bob. That's the thing.
No, we do not.
Do you have an Uncle Frank?
Frank?
Yeah.
No.
A great Uncle Frank?
No.
Everybody else. Everybody else has an Uncle Frank and an Uncle Bob. Everybody knows. Uncle Dan, Frank, and Bob, everybody has. So Bob is our uncle. Y'all get what I'm saying? Yeah, Bob. So get in contact with Bob. It's actually short for Robert. It gets deeper.
Robert.
I don't know why, but the same way Bill is short for William. I don't know how they did that.
But we'll be back if you guys.
Oh, shit. I'll be here for another 2 hours.
We'll be back on Thursday. Probably same time, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, Bob short for Robert. I don't know how they did that, but that's what they did. You know, they changed it. They said
Dick
got
is
Robert.
Richard.
Yeah, Dick is Richard. I don't know why. But they say, Robert, let's change it to Bob. And then Bob's your uncle.
Bob, Bill, and Dick.
Bob, Bill, and Dick. Nigga named Dick had a hard time. I know that's not even good. That was no pun intended, literally. I don't know how that happened. But I know they had a hard life. Niggas fuck with them their whole life. Rich Dick. Y'all crazy. Don't you? I'm not immature. Don't take a hit. I'm very mature. William is Bill. Yeah, we figured it out. Bill Cooper, William Cooper. Behold, a pale horse. Bro, you gotta be a serial killer. A serial killer spelling out your laughter.
Oh my
He said,
God.
ah ha 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 ha. Yeah. They got you on government watch right now.
If that's the case, everybody's a serial killer.
Nobody's scared. First of all, you see them two emojis right there? You see them yellow ones? That's normal. She ain't gonna kill nobody. You know what I mean? LOL, you gotta watch them. They might have a few bodies already. If you're still doing LOL, okay, no disrespect, King. I see you every now and again, okay? I just gotta watch you because you might got a few bodies. All right? But you see them laughing? See, they don't have no bodies. We don't gotta watch them. They can come to the party or whatever, the wedding. They can be there.
What are those? Sociopaths? Sociopaths can blend in. They do what everybody else is doing.
That's a serial killer thing to say. How you know that? You be watching
He's
her.
still here.
You can watch her.
He's still here.
So
and
that's
I don't.
Sociopath over there. That's a serial killer. You know what I mean? You ain't never gonna see a serial killer. They wear all black. You know what I mean? They be the shadows. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. They know everybody. They see everybody. They know who came in. I mean, look, so you say LOL. There's a few bodies.
I mean, I did used to work in security, so I had to people watch.
If you still saying LOL in 2024, it's like it's a little questionable. Is it? You know, I would watch you. I have to watch and see what's going on with that. But normal people do the little straight on, vertical, you know what I'm saying, laughing emoji. Now, the ones who do that sideways laughing emoji shit, you gotta watch them, they'll rob you. They'll rob you. They'll rob you. And if you texting a female and she do that long line tears, she'll cheat on you. She will cheat. I'm telling y'all niggas a science, you can't get away from it. If a nigga laugh like this, he will rob your ass. Listen to me. I'm trying to explain to you. If he say, when you come on, twin, I'm out here waiting on you, and he's laughing like that, yeah, don't go out there. You know what I'm saying? And you ask her where you been, she say, why you worried about it? And it's like the crying emojis like that. That's her soul crying. She cheated. I'm trying to give y'all something.
False information. False.
You know what I mean?
Fake news.
And if your man hits you up at any given time, and you say something to him, you guys are like, yo, you know, where we going today? Oh, we going to the movies. Oh, I need you to be ready at 7. Okay, I'll be ready at 7. And he say, K, careful.
Now
that ain't your man.
Them K people. Now I'll hop on
K,
the bandwagon.
Or K with the lowercase K? Yeah.
Them K people, y'all can go somewhere.
Careful. That ain't your man.
That ain't nobody's fault.
If he do this, it all his takes. Careful.
You seen somebody do that?
Niggas do that shit all the time. I had to warn niggas. Like, yo, do you know you're doing? Listen, put that O on that cake for me real quick, all right?
Yeah.
Just do that for me, just for us, all right? Just for niggas in this group chat, okay? Because we just want to make sure that you understand this is us in this group chat. So, let's put that O right there, okay, on that cake. It's not that hard. Put an O in the cake.
Can't trust anybody.
Or spell it all the way out just to be sure. O-K-A-Y, all right? If you put an E on it, we won't mind. But all the K, like, you don't got to keep it that damn short with us. You know what I mean? So a nigga be like K and all this. You know what I'm saying? If a nigga hit you up, be like, we're for life first. Just be careful. Be careful. Protect your heart.
Protect your heart.
It's dangerous out here.
Protect your...
It's dangerous out here. It's dangerous out here. Look, I had niggas, I told us, hey, yo, bro, don't ever text me no K again, bro. You better go put another fucking letter on that shit right now, but we have a real problem out here. You know what I mean? Okay, there you go, boom. Nah, hell no. All right, there you go. Okay. No, that ain't gonna work either. All right. All right, we pulling up right now. All right. We pulling up right now. Okay. No, we actually, we got a flat on the way. And we was gonna tell you after we got home. Y'all better be careful. It's different out here. It's different. It's different. I'm telling you, these emojis mean a lot, goddammit. These emojis mean a lot. She always texting you kissing emojis. Look, that's a hard emoji to find. Nigga, there's 17 other niggas with them. You always get a kiss emoji? Nigga, that's a hard emoji. It ain't easy to find that damn emoji. That's how you can tell. If it's an emoji that ain't hard, it ain't easy to find that shit, you ain't the only motherfucker getting that damn emoji, nigga. That shit is already queued up. And ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, K is basically F you. This big fuck you to your face.
Yeah.
Blatant disrespect.
K. Nah, K with the period on it.
K will get you.
Gotta get your phone broke.
K will get. I was about to say K will get you a punch in the face.
K with a period on it will get your phone.
K
you must not want your phone.
Get you bodied. Like
you don't need this.
Don't send that. Don't send that.
You know what I mean? Ain't it crazy how just sigils can evoke such emotion? You know what I mean?
Sigils.
K with a period.
Now you had enough thought to put the period there, but you still put a K, so I still gotta take you out.
You know they mad at you. They send a whole paragraph and ain't no emoji. You like, damn, so you okay? So we just ain't doing emojis no more, are we? You ever notice how I get that personal? You know what I mean? Like you got to start the emoji affair again. Like that should be real. You can tell a lot through the text. Hieroglyphs. That's where they getting this shit from. Hieroglyphs. Sacred writings or sacred carvings. So each one of them emojis means something.
Mm-hmm.
They all mean something. You tired?
You serious. Huh?
I said, you tired?
No.
You about to. We can get over here in a second.
You'll be back.
You'll be back. Life Jennings. Everybody knows. Y'all know that. Y'all know where that's from. You'll be back. The real one know where that's from. Y'all know where that's from. Yo, it must be nice. You seen the music video? Mm-mm. Yes, she has. This is lying. What are you talking about? She saw it. She was playing all the damn time. She saw Must Be Nice music video.
What are you talking about? Oh. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. She's seen it. Y'all, I'm telling you, I promise she's seen it. We talk about it all the time.
The next class is Thursday. I'll bring more substance.
Must be nice.
Oh! Okay, black classic. It's okay. You don't know titles of songs. You gotta hear the first opening chords.
No.
Yes, you do.
I think everybody who
you gotta hear the first opening chords of the song.
Nobody needs to hear Must Be Nice first lyrics. I don't think so. Did y'all need to hear the first?
Yes.
That's a good song though. Like Jennings, I met him one time. He's a real cool dude, humble dude. Great artist. Him, India Ari, the rest of those people who were coming through with the neo soul and the rest. That's a good time period. We need that back.
We do need that.
I can bring it back if y'all want it. I'll bring the shit back. That was a good time period. People were actually in love.
Jaheim,
yeah. I don't really too much know all it. What's the Jaheim song?
Are you serious?
Name one.
I'm not gonna name one.
You're not going to?
Because then you're gonna act. He has done this before. Well, he'll do this. He'll be like, name one, and then I name it, and he'll take it and run with it like he did it the first time, or he knew what he was talking about. Yes,
I'll be like, name it, and she'll name it, and I'll go Google that shit.
He has.
And like I knew that. That's what she trying to say. I Google that shit. Be like, hell yeah, you right. What you right? What? But then he had a song. Why? Or was that Jadakiss? Fabulous.
Y'all like Fabulous? Fabulous had like.
Put That Woman First with Jaheim.
2.
Damn.
So if the first opening chords of that song would have played, you would have knew what it was.
Jaheim and Life Jennings are two different people.
You would have knew what it was if the first chords played. You gotta hear it.
Not knowing Must Be Nice is crazy. They're like saying, you know that song Angel of Mine, right? And you like, huh?
I know what that is.
See? That must be nice. That's that type of caliber. Like, they would have said, Put That Woman First. I know the song. I just didn't know the nigga name was Jaheim. Shit. Put That Woman First. That's a good song, too. Where's the good music now where it's like immediate classics?
I mean, it's a classic, but it's not a wholesome classic. It'll go down in history for not what you think.
Mm-hmm. I must be living under a mountain. Damn, said the hell with the rock. Yeah, I was thinking maybe my music, those are classics. Well, like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Them, like the song where it's like, this shit is timeless forever.
80s, 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm. Good music is not being promoted. That's a fact. They ain't promoting it as heavy. Anthony Hamilton was hard. Charlene, Pass Me Over used to be my shit. I come in the name of the source. That is a big song, though, I ain't gonna lie. It got a little annoying at certain times. I was like, hey, yo, y'all ready to hear this music? Like, play Source. Like, I got like 50 new songs. Play Source. So I'm that's all niggas wanted to hear at a certain point in time. But that's how it is. Leela James.
You don't know who that is?
Who is that?
It's okay.
It did have love in it. That's what we got to get back to. All right, I'm grateful we was able to get this class in Thursday. We come back Thursday and get it done. Come back in. So it's gonna be recorded Phase 1 live archive.
Yes.
Right? The Phase 1 live archive page. Y'all be able to access it there. Go back in, take notes. All right, listen to the words back and forth, back and forth. Get familiar with the tones. All right, and we'll come back. All right. I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Again, before we get up out of here, everybody bless Sister Mrs. Faise, or as I'm out that Mrs. Faise. Bless her. Okay, you see the cash out right there. That go directly to her. Okay, so if you want to send a blessing to her.
Flowetry, yes. Flowetry. Anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Flowetry. No, go ahead. Flowetry.
Wadu. That's the last word. That's the last word we got. Okay. Somebody brought that up. I'm going to turn this light back on. But this is how you say fur. It's technically farewell. It's not bye. It's not goodbye. It's not that. But wadu. We have our wa, our ah, or we, ah, de, u, and then wadu. What is it? I'm not gonna placate like that. Wadu. Peace and blessings to all the boundaries of the universe.
Oh, yeah, wadu.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hotep. All right, I love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace in the love. Peace in the Lamb is truly wonderful. So we're gonna rock paper scissors on who's gonna put the X.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to it.
We will rock paper scissors because this is not my phone. So people, 1, 2. Out of 3.
No, we talking out of 3. Why are we doing out of 3? I already beat the
3.
scissors. How many more scissors pairs you got? That's it.
I had 1 pair of scissors. I had 1 piece of paper and 1 rock. I need to use all of them. Okay, so.
Okay, so then
rock,
you
paper, scissors.
You can't use scissors no more.
Okay.
You're lost.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
That's not even how you. That's not it. Let go of my finger.
Because he lost.
Did you just say that?
He cheated.
Yes, you just said you're not using scissors.
Anyway, last, that was a tie. So whoever, come on. They're waiting. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. You turn it up. Wadu. I shook. See y'all Thursday.
Don't say her shit. All right, I love y'all. Peace in the Lamb. It's truly wonderful.